Sure, this is Assumed News is your trusted source for news satire and witty commentary on current events. I'm your host Kenny, a koala with an attitude and a knack for cutting through the BS of the world. Today we're going to unpack everything from politics to popular culture with a side of dry humor. So sit back, grab a cuppa, and be prepared to have your assumptions challenged, mate. Ladies and gentlemen, we have some explosive news. It has come to light that several Aussie pubs taking a bold stance against Australia Day celebration are actually owned by foreigners. That's right, folks, these anti-Australian Day pubs are under the ownership of people not born and bred on this great southern land. Some people are up in arms about the situation, calling it foreign interference and questioning the true loyalty of these pub owners. Others, however, are taking a more optimistic view, claiming that diversity is the spice of life. Brace yourselves, folks, because we have some news that might just make your head spin. We've recently uncovered a mind-boggling report that confirms it. The American workforce is brainwashed. That's right, folks. The norms that our friends across the pond take for granted would shock the rest of the world. From their shockingly low vacation days to their unwavering loyalty to the grind. It's a work ethic that makes our laid-back Aussie attitude seem like a leisurely Sunday stroll. But fear not. In the spirit of always seeing the bright side, we can still draw inspiration from their work drive. Just maybe not take it to extremes. In a scene that could have been straight out of a comedy sketch, a toddler has unleashed an epic tantrum in a local supermarket that has left customers shell-shocked and employees bewildered. This pint-sized terror stormed down the aisles like a tiny hurricane, leaving a trail of chaos in their wake. From tossing canned goods to making a mess of the fresh produce, the tantrum continued with the fury of a miniature tornado. The parents, to their credit, were attempting to intervene. But the little one was not having it. It's with a heavy heart that we bid farewell to an icon of Australian fast food. The end of an era. This beloved chain, which has fed the hungriest of bellies and fueled many Aussie road trips, has sadly hit the end of the road. But amid the sadness, there's a sense of optimism. This iconic chain may be closing, but the memories and flavors created over the years will live on in our hearts and taste buds. So raise your forks high, and let's give a final toast to the legend that was this iconic Aussie chain. Australia, brace yourself. A colossal rain bomb is set to descend on the eastern seaboard today, and we're talking about a downpour so massive it could rival a Hollywood action blockbuster. Meteorologists are calling it an atmospheric tsunami, predicting torrents of rain to absolutely drench the region. So, grab your gumboots, stock up on umbrellas, and prepare for a wild weather spectacle that might just make you feel like you're living in a real-life monsoon. On the flip side, all this rain could potentially fill up our dams and quench the thirst of nature. Warning, viewer discretion is advised. Jaguar, the iconic car brand, has shocked the public with their latest stunt. The unveiling of their new luxury car model has left jaws on the floor due to its, how shall we say it, unique design choices. The car in question? It's a sleek and shiny beast that looks like it escaped from a sci-fi film, or maybe even a certain adult movie. The reaction has been mixed, to say the least, with some people praising Jaguar for daring to be different, and others just scratching their heads. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a major update on the anticipated return of the infamous Bali 9. It's been a long-awaited moment, and finally, the moment is here. The notorious 9, after serving their sentences, will soon be setting foot back on Aussie soil. But don't expect a hero's welcome! The public is divided on their feelings towards the return of these convicts, and the media is already sharpening their claws to pounce on the story. However, let's try to see some optimism in this situation. Their return could start a conversation about rehabilitation and remorse. In a heart-pounding twist of fate, a young boy has miraculously escaped a shark attack, leaving the world in awe and wonder. Picture this, your average day at the beach, with families enjoying the sun and surf, when suddenly a fin cuts through the water, and the unthinkable happens. A shark latches onto the boy's leg, and chaos ensues. But here's the astonishing part. Despite a few deep bites, the boy manages to pull away from the shark's jaws, only sustaining minor injuries thanks to the quick response of lifeguards and bystanders. Picture this, it's a regular day at Bunnings, and out of nowhere, a towering, larger-than-life monstrosity materializes in the car park. People are stunned, jaws drop, and some folks even start questioning if they accidentally wandered onto the set of a Godzilla film. The Bunnings workers? They just take it in stride, like another day at the office, because when you're at Bunnings, you've got all the tools to tackle anything, even unexpected monstrosities. And who knows, maybe they'll even get a discount on some lumber to build a monster-sized barbecue. Imagine hearing commotion next door and fearing for the worst. An alleged home invasion. But, in the spirit of good neighborliness, this local hero sprang into action. Armed with a trusty garden hose and a fierce determination, they confronted the would-be invader with a barrage of water. The result? A drenched and defeated burglar hastily retreating, leaving only a trail of wet footprints behind. Local authorities were impressed and the neighbors are now united, proving that sometimes it takes just a little water to keep those pesky burglars out. Brace yourself for a shock, folks. A porn star has made headlines recently with their attempt at setting a new world record. The daredevil is pledged to have intimate relations with 1,000 men in a whopping 24 hours. The news has been sweeping social media and traditional media alike, leaving people both intrigued and scandalized. Some speculate that the achievement is actually not humanly possible, while others are wondering who the lucky 1,000 will be. But hey, in the spirit of breaking records, we salute their determination and, endurance. Alright listeners, as we move on to sports, let's hand it over to Suzie Tacobell. Suzie, what are the hot headlines in the sporting world today?
Bossaball is a unique fusion sport, blending the precision and rhythm of volleyball with the acrobatics of football and the beats of bossa nova music. With the agility of gymnasts and the coordination of athletes, the Bossaball World Championship is reaching its peak. In an exciting turn of events, the Australian team dominated today's match over New Zealand, 2-1. At the Bossaball World Championships, the atmosphere is thick with excitement as the world's top teams vie for the coveted prize in this unique fusion sport. With roots in Brazil, Bossaball blends the elegance of volleyball with the athleticism of football and the infectious rhythms of bossa nova music. The spectacle on display is a harmonious blend of artistry and athleticism as players use every surface and space to showcase their skills. As the Australian team takes the court, tensions rise as they face their arch-rival, New Zealand.
So now for the weather. We check in with our meteorological maven, Wendy. Wendy, what's the forecast looking like today?
トルクメニスタンの今日の天気は次の通りです。アシガバート、現在気温2度、曇り空です。今夜は気温が3度まで下がるそうです。メアリー、最高気温は8度 C、最低気温は3度 C くらいになるでしょう。寒い夜になりそうです。ダショグズ、気温は29度ですが、夜には3度まで下がります。テュルクメナバート、現在気温は34度 C ですが、今夜の最低気温は3度 C になる見込みです。バルカナバート今日の最高気温は52度 C、今夜は3度 C まで下がります。セルヘタバト今日の気温は54度 C ですが、今夜の最低気温は3度 C に達するでしょう。暖かくして素敵な夜をお過ごしください。